Welcome back to the channel. This is your host, table4ONE, with another worth a second look for Watchdogs Legions. Hey, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you like the video, please give it a like, and feel free to check out my previous videos because I drop weekly, Monday through Friday here at table4ONE Gaming. Now enjoy. So right off the bat, I just wanted to showcase the graphics of Watchdogs Legions running on the PS5. And now we move on to, you don't have a single character you play as in this game. The gimmick is every citizen of London is recruitable at your disposal for Watchdogs Legions. Moving on to combat, the combat feels airy, feels clunky. That of course for being melee here, gunplay a little bit later on in this video. I also wanted to take a few seconds here just to showcase this nice little scenery at the park. And at first glance, like I said, with the PS5 graphics, it looks nice, the texture, the shading. But the more you study it, the more you realize how flat everything is, right? That the texture of that grass is just matted to the ground. Those trees are just planted there, almost like a set design. There's no illusion of organic life. There's no wind. The trees aren't moving, the leaves. There's no grass moving. And another Ubisoft title that does that magnificently is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where that world is living and breathing. But here for Watch Dogs Legions, it just feels empty. It just feels like a cheap set. On to driving. My first thoughts is I'm really impressed with the AI for the police, though, with how coordinated they are with trying to actually stop you from getting away. As you can tell, I'm very American, driving on the right side for us and the wrong side for London drivers. The car play is actually really good. I have no complaints about the driving in this game. Which brings us to the set dressing of this title. We're in a futuristic London landscape, dystopia, overran by technological advancements for a over-controlling government. And unfortunately, this world is all these sites right here where it prohibits you, and if you try to go through their marker, the game automatically recognizes you as DedSec, no matter what character, what NPC you choose to play as. Apparently everyone in London is part of DedSec, which definitely breaks that illusion that you're part of a secret organization. So as you can see, there's a decent customization of all the NPCs that you choose to recruit to DedSec. Unfortunately, a lot of this is monetized. You get earn in-game money. You have to buy all this at different stores and locations. Kind of pointless though, especially if you're playing on permadeath, because if your NPC dies, then you lose them. It's when you reach this part of the gameplay that you see just how copy and paste, but just how unimaginative, how empty feeling the game really is, in my opinion. This gameplay is going to be very much echoing the Assassin's Creed franchise, which is also Ubisoft, but without that historical flavor, without the charm of the Assassin's Creed, characters you're playing as, without the utilization of your bird, spotting enemies. Now, this will most definitely vary from player to player opinion, because I do see the concept as being interesting as not having a main protagonist and being able to recruit any NPC in this world as you're playing. It definitely is a very unique and interesting concept. I don't think they delivered on it very well with this title personally, but I totally would understand why other players would be digging this title and having fun with it, especially if you start viewing it from an absurd sandbox type point of view, similar to what I just did with my worth a second look for Saints Row. If you're going to play that game for the absurdity of it, there's a lot more fun to be had with that title then. So as I play Ring Around the Rosie here with this guard, you can actually see that the AI is actually well programmed and designed. They're very responsive if they get notified or suspicious of somebody nearby, they actually actively investigate. That is one perk I can give this title, is that the AI is on point. Also, this hand-to-hand combat that I'm doing right now, I found a lot more responsive and felt a lot better than doing the early in-game melee attacks. Uh, the weapons, they definitely feel better when you use a weapon over a melee, but surprisingly, the hand-to-hand combat was fun and engaging. Now on to gunplay. The gunplay is very okay. It's decent. Watchdogs, the franchise, has always been controversial in whether or not they allow you to use weapons, deadly weapons. Watchdogs 2, of course, being a peaceful DedSec that use non-lethal weapons, but we have actual live ammunition weapons, and as you can see, the gunplay, it's decent. It's not the selling point of the Watch Dogs franchise by any means necessary. I'm not gonna lie, with this title, it definitely has a fan base, and for those who enjoy this title, I'm glad this game exists for them. But this title personally is not for me. It wasn't at launch, and it isn't a few years later dropping back in to check out how the game has progressed since then. This title is going to be a hard pass for me on worth a second look. But hey, this has been your host, Table4ONE. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I do drop weekly, Monday through Friday. And always, I'll see you guys next time.